Anna Coleman Ladd was a sculptor who lived in Boston. She was born in Philadelphia, lived in Boston. She was married to a doctor, a pediatrician in the Harvard Medical School. She also was a novelist who had published a couple novels by the time World War I went into motion. And she was reading about how men had lost their faces in the trench warfare and had survived, and crude plastic surgery had put them back together again, but their faces really looked awful. And it was so traumatic for people to see these men in the streets. And she thought that she could use some of her skills as a sculptor to ameliorate that situation. So she volunteered to the American Red Cross, saying that she could do something about it. She convinced them to send her over to Paris, where she opened a studio for portrait masks. And then she, with a team of artisan sculptors and craftspeople, started making masks for men who had had their faces blown away, their jaws, their noses, their ears. These were tin alloy masks, which she would then paint with her assistants. One of the most interesting things about this is they never knew, because the man's face, when they met the patient, the face was already gone. So they would write his mother or his girlfriend or his wife, say, do you have any photographs of what he looked like? And they were trying to find what the man's characteristic expression was, his most normal facial expression, because that was going to be fixed in tin once it went onto his face, and they would attach it by eyeglass frames and a false mustache. She would also take her patients outside on a cloudy day and then again on a sunny day to record what their skin tones look like under different meteorological conditions, because she was only going to have one facial tone that she could give that man. So it was really an enormous undertaking. She was in operation for about a year, and they managed to make 97 masks, but men's faces were being ravaged at too high a pace to keep up. And at the end of the war, they closed the studio.